Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome to my weekly NFL picks. This is week 14 of the NFL. As a disclaimer, for this, we just go through and do flat betting of $10 on each game. Regardless of what it is, we just do money line. Don't worry about the spreads, the totals, nothing like that. Just who's going to win the game flat out. Plus or minus money there. As always, you are welcome to do your own picks. You do not have to follow me in any way. That's all up to you. So be careful out there. Be responsible. Last week was okay for me. I had a couple where I really should have maybe gone the other way on. I felt confident in a lot of them. A little rough on some. For example, I picked the Cardinals. They didn't show up. But I picked Denver and Houston, which were nice underdogs. And I picked Miami, which was a really nice underdog. That would no one really showed up. Kind of hard though when Cincinnati and the Redskins both show up and win. But what can you do? Goal is to have a plus money each week, and we ended up, if you followed me, we ended up plus 25, which is good. So far since I started this, was this my 5th episode now? So four episodes so far. Barely down $10 with a really rough week 11 and week 12. But week 13 was good to us, so let's get into this one. Week 14. This is where things start getting interesting because you kind of get some dead teams. You get some teams who are still trying. They're playing for their spots. Coaches are getting fired. I think Ron Rivera just got fired, right? So I'm recording this on Wednesday, so be careful of what time you go and shop. Some lines may have been moved based off where the bets have come. As always, we just Google the ESPN daily lines and look at these. And they bring up Caesars. They used to have Westgate. Looks like they took Westgate off. I don't know what they're doing. They're taking some off, adding a whole bunch of new ones on. So I guess for this one, we'll mostly just use Caesars then. Anyway, we'll jump right into it. Dallas at the Bears on Thursday night. Dallas minus 160, Chicago plus 140. This is tough because I don't know how to read the Dallas Cowboys at all. And Chicago came off a really good game against a depleted Lions team, so don't really know what to think about that. Man, this is hard. Point spread is 3, favor of Dallas. I'd probably honestly take the point spread here. The over-under is 43.5. I don't think that's going to be reached. I'd probably go under as well. But we'll say Chicago at home for some reason. I think they're pretty much done for the year. Maybe a miracle run. I don't know how to read Dallas. I don't like them at all, so I'm just going to go Chicago here with the plus money at plus 140. Moving along into Sunday's games. First one, we have Cincinnati at Cleveland. We've got point spread is 8.5. Favor of Cleveland. Cincinnati is plus 310. Cleveland is minus 380. I don't think Cincinnati's all that good. I mean, I know they won a game, but it is against a team that was very beatable. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Cleveland here, minus 380. Came off a tough loss to Pittsburgh. I think they're going to just absolutely lay the beat down on Cincinnati here. Then Cleveland minus 380. Baltimore at Buffalo. Looks like the line is 5.5, which is kind of a weird number. It's just kind of, see very many games decided by 5 points, but that is what it is. You got Baltimore minus 250, Buffalo plus 210. I'm taking Baltimore all the way here. Buffalo looks pretty good, but I just don't think they have the offensive power to go against Baltimore's defense, and I don't think their defense is going to stack up against Baltimore's offense. So the over-under is 43.5. Yeah, that one seems pretty low. I might take over on that. Depends on the weather. I have not done a weather report for this yet. So look at the weather. If it's snowing and really crappy weather, maybe not go over. But I am taking Baltimore at minus 250 there. Carolina at Atlanta, two teams that, again, I don't know how to read. Carolina's plus 135. Caesars is minus 155. Carolina just fired their coach. I feel like players are playing to stay with the team. Those who want to be there are going to be playing hard. The over-under is 47.5. That seems pretty high for them, but I guess their offenses are both pretty good. Spread is 2.5. Looks like you can even get Carolina at just even there. You don't have to bet any juice, which might be nice. Atlanta is the home favorite. I know Atlanta beat Carolina pretty bad last time. They only put up a pretty good fight against New Orleans. I think I'm going to go Atlanta here. They've looked pretty solid recently, and Carolina seems to be in the business of losing games. They aren't trying to win, it seems like. So taking Atlanta here, minus 155. Washington at Green Bay. Just taking Green Bay here. I think Washington's win has been a fluke. I do not like the point spread here of 12.5, 13, depending on where you go. Looking at 2 touchdowns. That's a lot. I think the Redskins are, they're trying somewhat. And so, yeah, I'm taking Green Bay at minus the 750 there. That's a hard one. If you lose, kind of sucks, but I just don't think Washington's actually going to win at Green Bay with the rookie quarterback. Green Bay still has a lot to play for, so moving right along. Denver at Houston. Denver coming off that pretty good, well, maybe not pretty good, but a win against the Chargers. Houston coming off the win against the Patriots, and so their stock is pretty high. The spread is 9.5, depending where you go, 9. I like Denver here, definitely. The over-under is 42 to 41.5. So I don't know how to read that total. But Denver plus 360 is looking pretty good. I don't know how to read Drew Lock. It's hard when you got such a small sample size. But I think Houston is a little overinflated here. So I'm taking Denver at plus 360 on the road. Maybe a defensive touchdown's one that swings that. Moving along, Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota minus 750, Detroit plus 525. Again, the spread is at 2 touchdowns, like 13. I don't know if the spread's going to get that high. I think Detroit is still playing pretty hard. What's his name? Bluff. Is it Bluff? Blau? I don't know how to say his name, but I think he looked pretty good, honestly, in a start against Chicago. And Chicago's defense is pretty good. So I think that point spread is a lot higher than it should be, especially considering the over-under is 43.5. So I'm going to take Minnesota here at home, though. I don't think Detroit has the weapons to keep up with Minnesota. Minnesota fought pretty hard against Seattle. Kind of had to come back a little bit. So I think they're trying hard still. They have a lot to play for. Detroit doesn't. Taking Minnesota minus 750. That's a tough one. That's going to return like $1 for a $10 bet. San Francisco at New Orleans. San Francisco coming off that game against Baltimore, which they looked really good. I don't think anyone should downgrade them for that performance. It was a close game throughout. Point spread is 2.5. Basically just giving New Orleans the nod here because they are at home. San Francisco is plus 125. New Orleans minus 145. The over-under is 44, 44.5. Depending on where you go. I like New Orleans here at home. I think they've locked up their division, so they don't have as much to play for, but they're still looking, I think, to lock down the, what's it called, home field advantage for the whole thing. So taking New Orleans at home here in what is a pretty high-profile game. Again, earlier in the day, I don't know why they keep doing this. This is a game I would love to see on Sunday night. But, it is what it is. You get late in the season, you get some good games. You can't have them all at night. But, yeah, I like New Orleans here at home. I think San Francisco does keep it close, though. We'll see, though. That was kind of a tough loss against Baltimore. But against a conference foe, I expect them to put up a good fight here. So I really could see this one going either way. I don't think I'm going to bet that in real life here. Miami at New York Jets. Miami is plus 200. Jets minus 240. Point spread is 5.5, which is kind of weird. Over-under is 45. I'm definitely taking over. I think this is a game both teams score in. I don't know what to think here. Like, Miami won last time, so Jets have revenge, but the Jets suck, and the Dolphins always have a shot as long as they're just having fun throwing it around. So I like Miami at plus money there to double your money, plus 200. So real nice there. Ben tend to get 20 back. Yeah, I don't have much analysis into that one. I'm not betting that in real life just because I don't know how to read it. Indianapolis at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is the favorite here. Indianapolis, I think ever since that loss to the Colts, they just haven't mentally regrouped. Spread is only 3 points here, so not 2.5 even, depending where you go. It's just a field goal. If you like Tampa Bay here, that plus money, or the Indianapolis is even. Sorry, they're just at 100. So if you like Indianapolis to keep it close or to win out, that's a good option there on the spread. Indianapolis plus 130, Tampa Bay minus 150. I think I'm going to take Tampa Bay here. Indianapolis hasn't done anything to show me that they can attempt to win games. I think this kind of becomes a vacation game for them as they slowly fall out of contention for the division. So, yep, taking Tampa Bay there. Chargers at Jacksonville. Jacksonville is plus money. Chargers minus 150. Gardner Minshew is coming back in. I think he's starting the rest of the year. So I'm going to take Jacksonville here at plus 150. I think they don't have anything to lose. They just have fun. People are playing for their jobs down there. Chargers, they look all right, but they know how to lose games, that's for sure. So taking Jacksonville here at the plus money. They've hurt me recently. I'd have to look and see. I think I've lost my last 2 bets on them, but the plus money at home is just too much for me, especially with Minshew coming in, who still has a lot more to play for than maybe Nick Foles with that big contract. Moving along. Again, I don't know why this is not a later game. Kansas City at New England. I guess I know why, because it's at New England at night. That'd be cold. Kansas City is plus 145 here. New England minus 165. The point spread is 3. Over-under is 48.5. I don't know what to say about the total here. Both defenses are good. I don't know if there'll be any weather, but both teams are used to weather. Here's my conundrum. Kansas City is better. They're just flat out the better team. Everyone knows it. But you just can't bet against New England at home in December, it seems like. So I don't know how to pick this. For this, I'm going to go with Kansas City. I think they're upset about last year. This is a chance to avenge that loss in the playoffs when they lost to New England in overtime in kind of a tough fashion. So I'm looking at Kansas City here to win that plus 145. We'll see. Pittsburgh at Arizona. Arizona plus 125. Pittsburgh minus 145. The over is 43. Point spread is 2.5 across the board. Although Arizona does have some even money on it, so you don't have to bet any juice. I think Arizona wins here. They're just having fun playing. Kyler Murray's just learning the offense and stuff. I think Arizona at plus 125 here at home. I think Pittsburgh kind of coming off an emotional win against Cleveland. Maybe a little bit of a letdown spot here against a non-conference foe. So we'll take Arizona there. And Arizona looked really bad last week. Never as bad as your worst loss. Tennessee at Oakland. Again, Oakland looked terrible last week. But then they looked terrible the week before that too. So who's to say it's 2 terrible teams? Well, Tennessee's actually not too bad. Oakland is plus 125. Tennessee minus 145. Point spread 2.5. Over under 46.5 to 47.5. So a whole point different there. I'm going to take Tennessee on the road. I think Tennessee has looked real good with Tannehill in for some reason. I think Oakland's kind of imploding a little bit. They just don't have enough playmakers on their team. But they are at home. Shoot. Kind of their last stand here at the black hole. It's a coin flip. This is not one I'm betting in real life. But we will take Oakland at home. They want to show up for their fans. Switching. Oakland plus 125 here for this game. I highly recommend not betting this one in real life. I think it's going to be tough. Sunday nighter, Seattle at Rams. Like I said, this is a good night game here. Of course, they flex this one. Point spread is even, honestly, which I think is dumb. Over-under is 47.5 to 48. So there's like 1.5 points different there. So really shop around. Make sure you get the best number that you like. I am taking Seattle here, minus 110. Rams are also minus 110. Just straight up on the money line. I just think Seattle's better. Straight up. Russell Wilson has that clutch gene. Rams looked amazing last week, which is, I guess, good for Seattle backers because you probably would have had to, the numbers would have been a little different here had the Rams not looked as good. So I think everyone's like, oh, the Rams are back. I don't think so. Seattle looks good. I like Seattle here all the way at minus 110. And last one, Monday nighter, Giants at Philadelphia. Kind of an unfortunate Monday nighter. 2 terrible teams. 9.5 to 10 is the spread. Over-under is 46. And the Giants are plus 350. Philadelphia minus 440. The Giants haven't won anything in forever. Philadelphia has a little bit to play for. They're still sort of in the division. And, I mean, the Dallas Cowboys schedule, I think, is a little harder than Philadelphia's, if I remember right. I'm going to take Philadelphia here at minus 440. I think they are the lesser of the crappy teams. Looks at like where you're going. You can even get minus 400. So just take those better numbers. Always shop around. So taking them there. My parlay for this week, I forgot to mention in the beginning, we do a 3-team parlay each Sunday, just as a fun way to see if we can make some extra cash. This one will not make me a lot of cash probably. I'm going to take Green Bay. I am going to take Minnesota. And the one that is going to make me a little bit more cash, I am going to take, so the way it works, so I pick 2 teams I think are really going to win. Their numbers don't add a lot to it, but they do increase that multiplier, which is nice. And so I'm going to take, like I said, Green Bay, taking Minnesota, and my one that's going to bring me some money, I'm going to pick, I just lost it. Oh, Jacksonville. No, not Jacksonville. Sorry. This is a mess. I'm picking Kansas City as my winner there. The one that gives me the plus money, and then I get the bets here. Let me do a quick little calculator here. We can try to figure out what the payout's going to be. So we got 145. See, minus 700 for Green Bay. And that. Yeah, so not bad. 2 teams turned about 24 bucks. I was gonna say ballers. So yeah, that's my 3-team parlay. Not really good. I honestly am not gonna parlay any of these this week. I might also do Buffalo or Baltimore at Buffalo just to get a little bit more multiplier in there. It's a viable strategy, I guess. Parlays get hard, but anyway, so those are my picks for this week. Let me know what you're picking. Yeah, play responsibly. Hope you have fun. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving this last week. As you can tell, Christmas is happening at my home. We've got all the decorations up. So, yeah. Feel free to like and subscribe. It always helps out the channel. And leave comments with what you're picking. It's fun to see what you guys are going to do. And I'll see you guys next time. Good luck.